All right, let's get right into it. We are diving into an absolutely monumental event today, dissecting the largest initial public offering in global financial history, which literally just hit the Nasdaq under the ticker SPX. We've been waiting years for this exact moment, and honestly, the reality of this public listing is even more fascinating than all the rumors suggested. So, welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to pop the hood and break down exactly what's happening behind this massive market event. $1.77 trillion. Seriously, just let that number sink in for a second. That staggering figure is the implied opening valuation for SpaceX. To put that into perspective, it makes the company an absolute financial behemoth on day one, completely dwarfing legacy aerospace companies and immediately cementing its spot right up there among the most valuable tech giants on the planet. So how in the world do we get to a number approaching $2 trillion? Well, here is the game plan for today's Explainer. We're covering 1. The trillion-dollar IPO. 2. Unpacking the SpaceX empire. 3. Pricing absolute perfection. 4. Navigating the major risks. And finally, 5. The final verdict. Okay, kicking things off with Section 1, the trillion-dollar IPO. Now, SpaceX priced its IPO at $135 a pop, offering over 555 million shares to raise a whopping $75 billion in capital. But here is the absolute crucial takeaway. The public float, meaning the amount of shares that are actually out there available to trade, is a tiny 5%. Heavyweight underwriters like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley have essentially engineered a massive liquidity event with tightly constrained supply. Because the stock just listed and that supply is so incredibly small, you should expect severe hypervolatility over these first few weeks. As retail traders pile in, we're going to see massive price discovery and potential gamma squeezes, where rapid buying forces even more explosive price spikes. But you really have to watch out for phase 2. As soon as those insider lockup periods expire, early investors will almost certainly take profits, and that could aggressively shift momentum in the other direction. The real reason for all this frenzy is that the market is no longer looking at SpaceX as just a rocket builder. Following its integration with xAI and X Holdings, it's morphed into this totally vertically integrated powerhouse. Buying SPX today means you're buying a hybrid. It's a global telecom operator, a defense contractor, an AI infrastructure giant, and a future interplanetary logistics network, all rolled into one. Moving right along to Section 2, unpacking the SpaceX empire. When we actually break down where the money is coming from today, notice something interesting. Rockets aren't the biggest slice of the pie anymore. Starlink is the real revenue engine here, pulling in roughly $11.4 billion in fiscal year 2025, which accounts for about 61% of their total revenue. And this represents a total shift in the company's DNA. Historically, aerospace is a tough business. It relies on cyclical, sporadic, and incredibly expensive contracts. But with over 10.3 million subscribers globally, Starlink completely flips the script. It turns SpaceX into a highly predictable, recurring monthly subscription platform. They aren't just selling a launch anymore. They're selling continuous global broadband connectivity. But hey, we absolutely cannot ignore their core foundation. Their launch services division still totally dominates global economics. And it's all thanks to an unmatched reusability mode. Because their rockets literally fly, land, and fly again, they drastically undercut competitors like Blue Origin and Rocket Lab. They own the lowest launch costs globally, which keeps massive players like NASA and the Department of Defense heavily reliant on their fleet. Then we have the wild card. This is the segment that's really embedding that massive trillion-dollar narrative into the valuation. Management has this highly speculative vision of deploying AI inference directly into orbit. We're talking about space-based compute centers and autonomous satellite intelligence, completely bypassing earthly constraints like our fragile power grids. Management estimates this total addressable market approaches a staggering $28.5 trillion. Which brings us to Section 3, pricing absolute perfection. Now, the math behind this valuation is honestly a bit sobering. While they brought in over $18.6 billion in revenue, growing at a really impressive 33% year over year, their incredibly aggressive R&D and AI investments mean they're actually still operating at a massive loss. They posted a negative $4.94 billion net income for FY 2025. And right now, they're carrying $20 billion in bridge financing debt. Because they are loss-making, we really have to judge them on a price-to-sales multiple. And get this, SpaceX is sitting at roughly 95 times price-to-sales. Compare that to a giant like Nvidia at 30 times or Tesla at 12 times, and a super clear picture emerges. The market is absolutely not pricing in current earnings. It's pricing in a multi-decade promise of monopoly-level execution and, frankly, absolute perfection. So let's look at Section 4, Navigating the Major Risks. With a valuation this sky-high, the margin for error is basically zero. Any failure across these 5 sequential hurdles could be devastating. At a 95 times multiple, valuation compression is a constant threat. If we see technical delays or catastrophic incidents with Starship, or if they struggle to service that $20 billion debt without massively diluting shareholders, well, we could easily see a 40 to 70% correction in the stock. Add in the looming threat of government antitrust scrutiny, and the path forward looks pretty narrow. Then there's the whole governance reality. Elon Musk reportedly retains an 82% super voting control over the company. For institutional investors, this means public shareholders basically possess minimal influence. If you buy in, you have virtually zero say over how capital is allocated or how the company integrates with Musk's other private ventures like XAI. If they can successfully dodge those landmines, this timeline shows exactly what they must execute to actually grow into their valuation. Over the next 1 to 3 years, it's all about scaling Starlink and monetizing that AI platform. Moving 3 to 7 years out, Starship has to become fully commercialized for lunar logistics. And then 7 to 15 years out, they have to deliver on the ultimate promise, a fully functional deep space and Mars logistics economy. But hey, the good news for investors is that these ambitious goals are heavily supported by massive global tailwinds. Escalating geopolitical tensions means sovereign governments are desperate for independent satellite networks and secured defense-based systems. Plus, the absolute explosion in global AI compute requires exactly the kind of distributed, off-world redundancy that SpaceX is building right now. A super quick note for our viewers tuning in from India. If you want exposure to SPCX, you can participate directly via the liberalized remittance scheme using international brokers, or indirectly through Nasdaq 100 feeder funds and global tech ETFs. Just a heads up, remember to keep a close eye on RBI overseas investment limits and those inherent currency risks. Bringing it all home with Section 5, the final verdict. The verdict here really balances on a razor's edge. The bull case is that near-perfect execution yields the world's first vertically integrated space, AI, and infrastructure monopoly, which would make today's high entry price look like a total bargain a decade from now. But the bear case? Even minor stumbles, like a delayed launch, slower AI monetization, or governance friction, could severely punish early investors at this extreme multiple. Ultimately, the big takeaway from this explainer is that you've got to change how you look at this stock entirely. You aren't just evaluating an aerospace company that builds rockets to run errands to the space station anymore. You are evaluating the potential operating system for the entire future of space.
This opportunity is enormous, but so is the risk. It's truly a defining moment for public markets. So I'll leave you with this. Are you willing to pay for absolute perfection today to own a piece of a multiplanetary tomorrow? Or is this the most dangerously overvalued tech listing in history? Let me know your thoughts and keep learning.